When you first see her with someone else, your mind races with images you cannot control. Every thought feels like a knife, cutting into your sense of worth. The pain is real, but pain is also a mirror. It shows you where your deepest insecurities live. This moment does not define you unless you allow it to. What defines you is what you choose to do next. You can collapse or you can rise. You can let jealousy consume you, or you can use the fire to rebuild yourself into something stronger than you ever imagined. Your worth has never been tied to her presence. It has always been in you, waiting for recognition. You do not need someone else's validation to feel powerful, valuable, or alive. When you understand this truth, her choices lose their power over you. She may stand beside another man, but she cannot take away your strength, your potential, your identity. That belongs to you alone. And the moment you reclaim it, the weight begins to lift. You stop chasing what is slipping away and start holding tightly to the one thing that can never be taken: yourself. Control is freedom, but control does not mean controlling her. It means mastering your emotions. The man who reacts with rage is controlled by his pain. The man who responds with calmness and silence shows a strength few ever reach. People respect stability. People respect restraint. When you hold your ground without breaking, you send a silent message that no rejection, no comparison, no betrayal can define your destiny. That is true power, not in arguments, not in pleading, but in quiet, unshakable dignity. The truth is, life is always testing you. Some tests come disguised as heartbreak. They push you to the edge, waiting to see if you will fall or if you will fly. This moment is your test. Will you allow bitterness to poison you, or will you use the very pain that tried to destroy you as the foundation for your rise? Remember, growth never comes from comfort. Growth comes when you are forced to face the fire, to stand in it, and to transform because of it. There is no shame in walking away. In fact, walking away with composure is one of the hardest things you will ever do. It requires courage to choose silence over chaos. It requires vision to see beyond the moment and focus on who you are becoming. When you turn away with your head held high, you are not losing. You are proving to yourself that you value your peace above all else. And that is the beginning of unstoppable strength. So when you see her with another man, do not see defeat. See the mirror of transformation. This is not an ending. It is the breaking point that forges your rebirth. Walk forward. Own your silence. Let your power speak louder than your pain. Would you like me to continue building the next section of 500 words so we keep the script growing toward the full 10-section structure? Strength is not measured by how loudly you fight for someone who chose to leave, but by how quietly you build yourself when no one is watching. The man who turns pain into discipline becomes untouchable. When emotions threaten to break you, channel them into action. Go run until your lungs burn, lift until your muscles scream, study until your mind sharpens, create until your soul feels alive again. Every ounce of energy that could have been wasted on anger can instead be invested into transformation. That is how wounds become wisdom, and heartbreak becomes fuel for greatness. The world does not honor those who beg for attention. It honors those who rise without it. When you stop chasing someone who does not see your value, you start to see it yourself, and once you see it, others will too. Confidence is magnetic. Discipline is magnetic. Self-respect is magnetic. By elevating yourself, you shift the balance of power. You are no longer the one left behind. You are the one walking forward. This is the truth you must anchor into. The strongest statement you can make is not spoken with words, but with the life you build in silence. There is a temptation to compare yourself to the other man, to wonder what he has that you do not. That temptation will poison your mind if you let it. Comparison kills clarity. The moment you focus on another man, you abandon your own path. But when you redirect your energy inward, you no longer compete with anyone but the person you were yesterday. That is the only competition that matters. Every day you wake up and improve even 1%, you prove that your future is greater than your past. Control your emotions and you control your reality. When others expect you to collapse, prove them wrong by standing taller. When they expect your anger, give them silence. When they expect your weakness, give them strength. The ability to respond with calmness under fire is rare. It is rare because it requires training, patience, and faith in your own worth. But once you embody it, no rejection, no betrayal, and no loss can shake you. That is the strength that commands respect. That is the strength that redefines your identity. Remember, she may be with another man, but that does not mean you are without purpose. Your mission was never tied to her. It has always been tied to your destiny. The pain you feel is not proof that you are broken. It is proof that you are alive. Use that proof as power. Redirect the energy. Transform it into focus, into progress, into momentum. This is how you rise. Not through revenge, not through desperation, but through relentless growth. Walk forward with certainty, walk forward with pride, walk forward knowing that no matter who stands beside her, nothing and no one can stop the man who refuses to stop himself. Do you want me to continue with the next section of 500 words to keep building this full-length, faceless YouTube script? Every emotion you feel right now is energy. Left uncontrolled, it will destroy you. Directed with intention, it will rebuild you into someone unrecognizable. The man who learns to master his emotions holds the greatest power of all because nothing outside of him can shake the foundation within. When you feel anger, recognize it, but do not let it own you. When you feel jealousy, acknowledge it, but do not feed it. Every destructive thought is a test of your discipline, and with each test passed, you grow sharper, stronger, and freer. Silence becomes your weapon. Calmness becomes your shield. Patience becomes your strength. Most people collapse under the weight of emotion, reacting impulsively, chasing validation, or trying to win a battle that was never theirs to fight. But when you stand firm, when you breathe deeply and choose restraint, you send a message not only to the world, but to yourself, that you are unshaken, that you cannot be broken by someone else's decision, that you are in full command of your life. This kind of composure is rare, and what is rare is always respected. There is no victory in shouting, no dignity in begging, no strength in fighting battles fueled by desperation. True victory is walking away with your peace intact, proving that nothing outside of you has the power to steal it. This does not mean you do not feel pain, it means you rise above it. It means you recognize that emotions are temporary, but your response defines your future. Each time you choose control over chaos, you rewire your mind to operate from strength, not weakness. The world bends to those who refuse to be bent by it. When you control your emotions, you control your direction. You no longer move according to her actions, his presence, or anyone else's opinion. You move because you decide to. You lead yourself. And that is the essence of freedom. No woman, no man, no rejection can dictate the path of someone who commands his own emotions. Your calmness in the storm speaks louder than any words. It shows that your identity is unshaken. It shows that you know your value and that you refuse to let anyone reduce it. This composure is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. It is proof that you live above the noise, above the chaos, above the pool of temporary feelings. So let the world see your silence. Let them feel your calmness. Let them witness that no matter what happens, you remain grounded, focused, and unbreakable. That is how you rise above betrayal. That is how you reclaim control. That is how you become untouchable. And once you master this, nothing in life, no rejection, no loss, no setback, will ever have the power to defeat you again. Would you like me to keep building the following section with the same intensity until the full 10-part script is complete? Pain is energy, and energy must move somewhere. If you allow it to stay trapped, it poisons your mind, your body, and your spirit. But if you direct it, it becomes the force that pushes you to heights you never imagined. The greatest growth often begins in the darkest moments because when you are stripped of comfort, you are left with raw power. That raw power can either destroy you or transform you. The choice is yours. Every setback can be turned into momentum if you refuse to let it break you. When rejection cuts deep, let it remind you that you are capable of more than settling. Let the sting ignite a hunger for improvement, not revenge. Redirect every restless thought into action. Let the gym become your outlet. Let your goals become your obsession. Let your craft consume you until you no longer think about who left, but who you are becoming. Channel every drop of emotion into something that builds you because pain without direction destroys, but pain with direction creates. Nothing is more powerful than a man who has learned to turn his wounds into weapons of growth. This transformation does not happen by chance, it happens by choice. You choose discipline when it would be easier to collapse. You choose action when it would be easier to complain. You choose progress when it would be easier to sink into bitterness. Every time you choose forward movement, you take back control. You prove to yourself that nothing can keep you down if you refuse to stay down. There will be moments when the weight feels unbearable, when you wonder if healing will ever come. In those moments, remind yourself that every struggle is shaping your resilience. You are being carved into someone sharper, someone stronger, someone who cannot be shaken by the same storms again. This is not the end of your story. It is the preparation for your rise. The man you will become on the other side of this pain will thank you for not giving up, for not drowning in despair, for choosing to climb instead of crumble. The truth is, the world respects the one who turns heartbreak into fuel. People may doubt you, some may even hope you stay broken, but nothing silences doubt like transformation. Nothing proves strength like progress. When you rise from this moment with discipline, clarity, and focus, you send a message that you cannot be destroyed. The pain becomes your teacher. The rejection becomes your motivation. The loss becomes your reason to win. So let the fire inside you burn, but do not let it burn you. Let it forge you, let it strengthen you, let it drive you. The pain you feel today can either be the weight that keeps you down or the engine that takes you higher than you have ever gone. The choice is yours, and the power has always been in your hands. Do you want me to keep going and craft the next 500-word section so the script continues flowing toward its full 10-section masterpiece? Your future is not built by holding on to what is gone, but by creating what is yet to come. Every second you spend replaying the past is a second stolen from the life you could be shaping. You cannot move forward while staring backward. The mind clings to what is familiar, but progress only comes when you dare to let go. This is the moment to decide that your vision for tomorrow will be stronger than your memory of yesterday. That choice is the turning point where healing begins and transformation accelerates. See yourself not as a victim of circumstance, but as the architect of your destiny. Every thought you allow into your mind is a brick in the foundation of your future. If those thoughts are filled with bitterness and comparison, you are building walls that trap you. If they are filled with purpose and determination, you are building doors that open to new possibilities. The images you hold in your mind shape the reality you create. Focus on who you want to become, and you will naturally move toward it. Visualization is not about pretending. It is about programming your mind to believe in what is possible. When you close your eyes and picture yourself stronger, calmer, more confident, your brain begins to align with that reality. You start to act as if it is already true, and over time it becomes true. This is how athletes train their bodies and leaders train their minds. You can do the same with your life. Imagine the version of yourself who has already overcome this pain, who walks with certainty, who radiates strength. Then step into that image until it is no longer imagination, but reality. The past cannot be changed, but the future is unlimited. You hold the pen, and the page ahead is blank. Every choice, every habit, every decision adds words to the story of your life. Do you want the next chapters to be filled with regret and wasted energy, or with growth, victories, and breakthroughs? That answer is written in what you do today. The direction you set right now will determine where you stand years from now. Lift your eyes higher. Stop letting your identity be tied to someone else's actions. Stop letting temporary pain dictate permanent decisions. You are more than this moment, more than this loss, more than the version of yourself who feels broken right now. You are becoming someone greater, and that vision must lead you forward. So focus relentlessly on the horizon ahead. Picture the strength, the calmness, the success that will define you. Let every thought, every action, every choice align with that vision. The future belongs to those who create it with intention, and you have everything within you to create a life that no rejection could ever take away. Do you want me to continue and write the next 500-word section to keep the flow building toward the script's powerful conclusion? Pride is not arrogance, it is self-respect. It is the quiet decision to value yourself so deeply that you will never beg for what does not belong to you. When you walk away with pride, you are not losing, you are claiming something far more powerful than her attention. You are claiming your dignity. Dignity cannot be bought, it cannot be given, it can only be owned, and once you own it, no one can take it from you. You do not chase after what has chosen to walk away. You do not lower yourself to fight for space in someone else's story. You write your own. That is the difference between weakness and strength. Weakness clings because it fears being alone. Strength lets go because it knows it deserves alignment, not attachment. The moment you walk with pride, you show that your value is not negotiable. You show that your worth is not determined by who stays or who leaves, but by the unshakable belief you hold within. This kind of pride radiates power. People sense it before you even speak. They see it in the way you move, the way you carry yourself, the way you do not break when life tests you. Pride is magnetic because it tells the world that you do not need approval to stand tall. It tells the world that you choose yourself, even when others do not. And nothing is more attractive, nothing is more commanding than someone who values themselves fully. Walking away with pride is not weakness. It is the ultimate form of strength. It requires courage to step into the unknown instead of clinging to what is familiar. It requires faith to believe that better is ahead when your heart is still attached to what is behind. But every step you take with dignity builds a future where your confidence is unshakable. Every time you choose pride over desperation, you train your soul to never settle for less than it deserves. The world does not remember those who begged for scraps of love. It remembers those who rose above rejection with grace. The scars of heartbreak fade, but the strength you gain from walking with pride lasts forever. When you refuse to compromise your dignity, you rise into a version of yourself that nothing can touch. That strength will carry you through every challenge, every setback, every test that life brings. So if she is with another man, let her go, not with anger, not with resentment, but with calm certainty that you will never chase what does not align with your worth. Hold your head high, walk forward with pride, and let the world see that no rejection can break a man who refuses to bow. Your dignity is your crown. Wear it, protect it, live by it, and it will carry you higher than love ever could. Do you want me to now continue with the final 500-word closing section that will bring the script to its ultimate conclusion with maximum power? There comes a moment when you realize that freedom is not found in holding on, but in letting go. The chains are not around your body, they are in your mind. They are the thoughts that replay what could have been, the endless comparisons, the silent battles with yourself. The instant you choose to release it all, you breathe again. You see clearly. You step back into your own life and remember that your worth was never dependent on her presence or his absence. Your worth was always within you, waiting for you to recognize it. Letting go is not forgetting. Letting go is releasing the weight that no longer serves you. It is choosing peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, and strength over weakness. It is refusing to let your heart remain a prisoner of the past. Every time you hold on to someone who has chosen a different path, you abandon your own. But the second you release them, you open space for something greater. Space for growth, for purpose, for alignment, for a future that is not clouded by the shadows of yesterday. Healing begins when you no longer allow rejection to define you. Healing begins when you take back control of your emotions, your energy, your focus. You shift from asking why it happened to asking how you can rise because of it. That shift is the turning point. That shift transforms pain into wisdom and heartbreak into strength. The world cannot break a man who uses every wound as fuel to climb higher. The more you release, the lighter you become. And the lighter you become, the further you can rise. Self-respect grows when you no longer settle for anything that diminishes your value. You start to see yourself clearly. You start to understand that your time, your energy, and your love are not gifts to be thrown away, but treasures to be protected. Protecting your dignity is not selfish, it is necessary. It is the foundation upon which every future relationship, every goal, and every victory will be built. Without self-respect, you are fragile. With it, you are unshakable. The man who walks away with peace radiates a strength that no one can ignore. He does not chase, he does not beg, he does not compete. He simply lives in alignment with his truth, and in that truth he becomes untouchable. Letting go is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the deep knowing that what is meant for you will never need to be forced, and what is not meant for you will never bring peace if you cling to it. So, let it go. Release the weight. Stand tall in your dignity. Choose yourself above all else. This is how you reclaim your freedom. This is how you rise above the pain. And this is how you step into the life that was always waiting for you, the life where no rejection defines you and no loss can stop you. Would you like me to continue shaping the next 500 words section with the same depth and intensity so the script keeps flowing toward its powerful finale? Every moment you hesitate, you give away a piece of your power. Every second you wait for permission, you hand control of your life to doubt. You were not created to sit quietly on the sidelines, watching others take the risks you once dreamed of. You were created to step forward with conviction, to use your voice, your mind, your strength to carve a path that no one else can walk for you. The fear that whispers you are not ready is lying. The hesitation that makes you believe you need more time is stealing from you. The truth is, you are already carrying everything you need. The strength you're looking for is not outside you. It is already alive within you, waiting for the moment. you finally trust it enough to use it. Stop waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. Stop waiting for more confidence. Confidence is built in action, not before it. Stop waiting for someone to understand you, believe in you, or push you forward. No one will fight for your dream as fiercely as you can. Every delay only makes the mountain grow taller in your mind. But once you take the first step, once you decide that forward is the only direction you will go, the mountain begins to shrink and your courage begins to expand. There is a version of you that you have not yet met, a stronger, bolder, more focused version that can only be discovered when you demand more of yourself than you ever have before. That version is not found in comfort, not found in excuses, not found in hesitation. It is born in the fire of discipline, in the struggle of persistence, in the refusal to quit when your body and mind beg you to stop. Every choice you make is either feeding the weakness that wants to hold you down or feeding the strength that wants to lift you higher. You must decide which voice you will obey. The voice of doubt is loud, but it is not truth. The voice of fear is convincing, but it is not destiny. Your destiny is written in the moments you push, when everything feels heavy, when you show up even though no one claps, when you stay consistent long after the excitement fades. That is where transformation happens. That is where ordinary ends and greatness begins. Do not let the weight of yesterday chain you. Do not let the comfort of today blind you. The future you are dreaming of is demanding action now. Every time you rise, you silence the lie that says you cannot. Every time you push forward, you rewrite the story that once held you back. And every time you choose courage over comfort, you step closer to the life you were meant to live. This is your moment. This is your fight. This is where you begin again, stronger than ever before. The battle you are fighting is not against the world. It is against the voice inside that tells you to stop. It is against the temptation to settle for less when you know you are meant for more. It is against the comfort that whispers safety while secretly stealing your potential. The greatest war you will ever fight is the one within yourself, and the moment you decide to rise above it, everything changes. Every weakness can be replaced by strength. Every excuse can be destroyed by action, and every doubt can be silenced by persistence. The power to transform is already in your hands, but it demands that you stop negotiating with fear and start commanding your own life. You cannot afford to keep repeating old patterns and expecting a different outcome. The life you want will not come by chance. It will only come by choice. Discipline is not punishment. It is freedom. Consistency is not suffering. It is victory. Every day you commit to showing up, you are building a future that excuses can never deliver. The mind will try to convince you to wait until it feels easier, but the truth is, ease will never come first. Growth is supposed to feel uncomfortable. Pressure is supposed to feel heavy. It is in the weight that your strength is forged, and it is in the fire that your greatness is revealed. You are not falling behind. You are not too late. You are not broken. You are being tested, stretched, and refined into someone stronger than the world has ever seen. The struggle you feel right now is not a signal to quit. It is proof that you are on the edge of breakthrough. The resistance is not there to stop you. It is there to prepare you. It is sculpting the strength that will carry you when others give up. Every tear, every doubt, every failure is fuel. Nothing has been wasted. Everything is working to sharpen you into the person capable of carrying the life you are reaching for. Do not underestimate the quiet victories. The days you get up when you do not want to, the moments you choose discipline over distraction, the times you refuse to quit even when no one is watching, those are the victories that will separate you from the rest. You do not need validation, you need consistency. You do not need approval, you need perseverance. What you crave is already aligned with who you can become, but it will only belong to the version of you that refuses to stop. So rise with relentless focus, stand with unshakable determination, let the fire inside of you burn brighter than the obstacles in front of you. This is not about chance, this is about choice. This is not about waiting, this is about moving. This is not about wishing, this is about becoming. And the moment you decide to become unstoppable, nothing in this world will ever be enough to hold you back again. The standard you set for yourself determines everything you will ever experience. If you demand more from yourself than the world expects, you rise above mediocrity. If you accept the bare minimum, you will always live in frustration, knowing you could have been more. Life responds to your expectations, not your excuses. The moment you raise your standards, your actions follow. The moment you commit to never lowering them again, your destiny shifts. It is not about talent, it is about tenacity. It is not about luck. It is about loyalty to your vision. When you decide that nothing less than excellence will do, you begin to attract opportunities that only discipline can unlock. Every time you delay your potential, you're teaching your mind that excuses are stronger than commitment. Every time you give in to comfort, you are reinforcing weakness instead of resilience. But the reverse is also true. Every time you push through resistance, you strengthen your willpower. Every time you choose consistency, you fortify your identity. You are not building habits, you are building the person you are becoming. And that person is not ordinary, not average, not someone who gives up when it hurts. That person is a force that nothing can bend because the foundation has been built brick by brick with effort, sweat, and sacrifice. There will always be noise, there will always be doubt, there will always be moments where you feel unseen and unappreciated. But none of that matters because greatness has never been about applause. Greatness has never been about recognition. Greatness has always been about persistence when no one is watching. It has always been about showing up in silence and letting results speak louder than words. You do not need the world to believe in you. You need to believe in yourself with such conviction that quitting is never even an option. The future you dream about is already waiting for you. It is not somewhere far away. It is just on the other side of your current comfort zone. The walls holding you back are not real. They are illusions created by fear. Once you walk through fear, you realize it was never a wall, only a shadow. Once you silence doubt, you discover it was never truth, only noise. Once you push past excuses, you see they were never limits, only lies. And when you rise above all of it, you finally meet the version of yourself you were always meant to become. So step forward with conviction. Step forward with the unshakable decision that nothing will stop you. The path will not get easier, but you will get stronger. The challenges will not disappear, but you will dominate them. The doubts will not vanish, but you will silence them with action. This is the moment you prove to yourself that you are unbreakable, unstoppable, and destined to rise beyond every limitation.